In a Blizzard event, the commentators and the winner said some things that were inappropriate and contractually weren't permitted to state. Blizzard took appropriate action with it. And now everybody's in an uproar. Isn't this kind of like giving a participation trophy? Let's take a look. Okay, let's get into it. This is from Blizzard Sites. We take a few minutes to talk, blah, 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 blah. On Monday, decision, take action, player's name, blah, blah, blah. But bring the world together with epic entertainment. Well, that's debatable, but okay. Core values apply here. Think globally, lead responsibly. Right. Money. Esports programs. Okay. We interview competitors at the top of their craft to share how they feel. We want to experience that moment with them, hearing the excitement of a powerful way to bring us together. Over the weekend, Blitzchung used his segment to make a statement about the situation in Hong Kong. A violation of the rules he acknowledged and understood, and this is why we took action. If you're on Twitch, you have moderators, right? So that everybody has a good experience, that you don't get a bunch of spammers or trolls in your chat. Right? Every voice matters as long as they're not paying for it. And we strongly encourage everyone in our community to share in their viewpoints and places available to express themselves. In other words, in their sponsored event, this is not an appropriate time for you to espouse your political views. How hard is that to understand? Because right there in the statement above, he acknowledged and understood what he was, what he could and couldn't say. The commentators, when they were hired by Blizzard to do their commentary, and we'll get into that now, acknowledged and understood what they were there for. This is a bullhorn, this microphone here, and I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. Okay? I am bound by the terms and conditions that YouTube sets forth. These people were hired. We hire shoutcasters to amplify the excitement of the game. They elevate the watchability and help esports viewing experience stay focused on the tournament and our amazing players. In other words, they make the boring exciting. There you go. That's what they're there for. That's what they were there to do. That's what they were paid to do. But from what I was more than hearsay was, they knew that this guy was going to do that. And instead of cutting him off and saying, hey, dude, you can't do that, they went with it. Well, guess what? They put themselves at risk. 6 months without income for these guys? Can you live without income for 6 months? Comfortably? Can you pay rent, buy food, everything you need to? Part of our thinking globally, in other words, we want your money, of course. They're in business. That's what pays the bills. Leading responsibly, and every voice matters, as recognizing that we have players and fans in most every country of the world. Do you think they don't want to be in the China market? Of course they do. Money. Money, 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 money. The specific views expressed by Blitzchung were not a factor in the decision we made. Don't believe that part. I want to be clear, our relationships in China had no influence on our decision. Really? The people, when you have to understand the way China works is if you want to be in China, you have to conform to China. Now, why do you think they did anything? Is because they want to stay in China. They want the Chinese people to be able to purchase their games, their product. We have these rules to keep our focus on the game and on the tournament to the benefit of a global audience, which is true, which includes the people of China. And that was the only consideration in the actions we took. Now, what actions they take in the future and what all esports should take action of is something that network TV does. A delay. What is it, 5 second, 7 second delay? You push a button and it erases that part. No harm, no foul. Okay, Blizzard could have done better. Yeah, you should have employed a censor button. Over the past few days, many players, casters, esports fans, employees have expressed concerns about how we determine the penalties. Yeah, a year was harsh. 6 months is fair. But giving the guy his money? No. Because he knew in advance. Well, you know what? Instead of 10,000, we'll give you 5,000. We'll cover your expenses. That's it. That's fair. Everybody's making a big deal and a big brouhaha about all this. When really, it's nothing new here. YouTube changes its term of service because it gets into trouble. How many times has the CEO of YouTube been hauled before Congress now? 2, 3 times? How many YouTubers went with her? None. Because they weren't summoned. She was. She's responsible for this platform. She also answers to Google. Google is a commercial entity. They make money. They make boatloads of money. That doesn't mean they're interested in dumping or wasting money. Oh, well, Twitch is backed by Amazon. Yeah, but do you think Amazon wants to spend money on Twitch? They want Twitch to be self-sustaining, if anything, to return money back to the company. Does that surprise anyone? Is that a revelation? Should that shock anyone? It's all about this, people. It's always been all about this. And the rich want more, not less. If you're an expense to them, if they can replace you, they'll do it. If you have an opposing opinion, you may or may not have the, make money on it. Because that's what pays the electric bill, the internet bill, the mortgage, the insurance, and everything else. So, here's a big dose of reality for you all. This guy knew and acknowledged that this was a megaphone, not for him to use his personal opinions for. The commentators also knew that, and they were penalized. Now, whether it's too much or too little, people have been debating. But to have no penalty doesn't work that way. You want these rights, but none of the responsibilities. Tell me about gun. We want the right to own a gun. But when I shoot someone, I want no responsibility for it. Doesn't work that way. Go yell fire in a crowded movie theater when there is no fire. And see what happens to you. That's called a crime. We have justice. You pay a penalty. And what they did wasn't criminal. But in the real world, when you work for someone else, when they're paying you to do something, Your opinions don't matter. And we'll see you in the next one.